I'm starting a big job today at a condo. It's a whole condo repaint except for the ceilings. So there's a lot to do here. Up above by the vents here, there's some cracked and peeling paint, and also over here on the wall. And it's all the way down to the sheetrock, no primer. Not sure why that happened, but I got to get that loose peeling paint off there. Get that smoothed out, get some texture in here and there. Also got these corner guards, which I am not a fan of as a painter. It usually makes a mess trying to get out those stupid screw nails or whatever those are. So I got to get those out. This is the guest bedroom. And also here in the guest bathroom, they put up these, I was told maintenance had to access some areas, and just as a Band-Aid fix, they put up these plastic covers. There's 3 of them, so I have to take those off, get some sheetrock installed in there and some texture. And then back in the master bedroom area, got here, we got the master bathroom back here that has this lovely wallpaper. Got to get that removed, walls smoothed out. So there's a lot to do here. I got to load up my cart, get my tools up here, start tearing this place apart. First thing I'm going to do is clear the walls, get all the furniture to the center, and get the decor off the walls, and start with wall prep. I got these corner guards off. There were 7 of them. That's about 7 too many. I have no use for these things. Here is the that stupid fastener that they use. It's like a half-ass nail, half-ass screw, but it is wholly nonsense. I hate these things because the head on it is just has a small slot. I don't know if you can see that, for a screwdriver, but it's not very deep. So the screwdriver barely works. It always slips out of there. So I found the best way is to just pry it out a little bit, get some needle nose vice grips on there, and get it out the rest of the way. If you try to pull it straight out, you tend to get a lot of wall damage. Even these guards, that some of them have adhesive on them, and tearing those off, I've seen them take chunks out of the wall. So yeah, don't use these. Just use like a wood trim piece or something. These are horrible. And here's a little bit of the damage that happened. So for 7 of them, that's not too bad. I'll get that filled in and get that looking good. I was just talking about the corner guards with the adhesive on them that stick on the wall. I was cleaning out the closet in here. Look what I found. Yep, it's one of those. So you just peel these off and stick it on the wall, but don't do that. These things are horrible. They make a big mess. I am going to destroy this so that they cannot destroy somebody's wall. I got this place tore up. I got these walls cleared. I got the closets cleared out, the closet shelves out. Here's the living room. Here's that other guest bedroom. I mean, it is piled. These rooms, these bedrooms, especially this guest bedroom, is kind of small. So it takes everything just to get it to the center. But I have full access now. Closets are cleared out. So I don't have to move stuff back and forth. If you got to move stuff, which you don't really want to do, you want to do it one time, do all the work, and then move it back. You don't want to be scooting stuff around. That takes too much time. But hey, I've had to do it in really small rooms before. So I got a good start in the bathroom that had the wallpaper. Well, it still has some wallpaper, but got a lot of it off. And the vinyl part, the outer part, was a little hard to get off. It kept breaking. Every once in a while I get a good piece. I was getting a bunch of little pieces, but then if I kept water on the paper part on the wall for about 10 minutes, it came off pretty easy. I could get big pieces of it off. And actually these walls, they're not in too bad a shape. Not like that one I did about 2 months ago. So we'll sand them a little bit, get some primer on them, fill what I need to, get some primer on, look at them again, see if anything needs addressed, and then get some paint on there. Well, I gotta wrap it up. It is Friday. It happens to be January 2nd. That's the day after New Year's Day, but it's Friday and we are not allowed to work here on the weekends. So I'm gonna go home, rest up, and be back Monday morning. It's Monday, I'm back. Hey, near the beginning of the video, I pointed out some areas on the wall where the paint was loose, it was chipped, curling and peeling up. So I started scraping and this is what happened. That's right, all that came off. And I wasn't trying real hard to get everything off. I was trying to just gently get off what was gonna come off, but it just kept going and going and going. And if I don't get the loose stuff off, it's gonna do it again, especially after getting paint on there. It's gonna lift it up. So on those spots, I'm gonna use guards to seal down the edges and seal that old sheetrock. Then I saw a couple doors that had some little spots of peeling paint, and this is what happened there. That's the closet, inside of the closet door. And then in the kitchen, this pantry door, just a little spot, and it just kept going and going and going. I got the guards primer on these bare spots on the wall. I think you can see there, it's shiny. So that stuff's clear, but it's doing its job. Get those edges sealed down. Also got those 3 holes patched. I caught a break on this one. When they cut out the sheetrock, they left it inside the ceiling. I found it when I took that cover off. So on one of them, hey, it fits perfectly. So I got that back up there. Also here in the bathroom, I got that piece up there. And then back in the bedroom on that ceiling, that sun's bright. I got that one up as well, right there. And I got the walls primed in the bathroom after taking that wallpaper off. They're really not too bad. They're gonna need mud in some spots, but not a whole lot. But I gotta get to it because I have to be off premises in about an hour, so I gotta start mudding quick. Got a second layer of mud on the wall damage up there. I didn't show it, it just looks like doing the first layer, but a lot more boring. I got all the trim and doors wiped down with this liquid deglosser, so that new paint will stick to it really well. Now it's time to get everything caulked up. There is plenty to do, all the regular baseboards and door casings, but also there was some new flooring put in here recently, so all the cord around there needs caulked up. And also at the tops of the ceiling, tops of the walls where the ceiling is, a lot of that needs caulked because at some point somebody scraped the popcorn ceilings and put a knockdown texture, which looks good, but some of the edges are rough because they didn't paint the walls. So I want to get those caulked so I can have the best chance of getting a really straight line up there. This patchwork's dry and ready for sanding. I'm going to be using just a sponge and water. I guess it's not really even sanding. I'm just kind of forming it with a sponge and get those edges feathered out really good. And I'll let that dry, and then if it needs kind of a touch-up sanding, then I'll use a regular sanding sponge, dry, and touch it up. But I really want to keep the dust to a minimum in here, so I'm going to go with this first. All right, this patchwork is ready for texture. I got some plastic over things. I got that sliding door area covered with plastic. I got some plastic up here. I'm gonna once again for texturing use this Easy Pro method. This nozzle hooks up to the air compressor, and then right here you put the little bag of texture. Just like this. This is kind of a lot to do with the bags. Hopefully I can get away with about 3 or 4 bags. We're about to find out. It's the end of the day. We've got a beautiful sunset on the beach. We got people taking pictures of the sunset, wrapping it up for the day. I got to wrap it up for today. I got them spots textured. I think they came out really well. I've been real impressed with the Easy Pro texture system, and I have no affiliation with them. I got it about 7-8 months ago, and I've used it maybe 10 times, if that. But I've had really good results with it. I think it's pretty easy to use. If you want a lighter texture, you just squeeze that bag a little bit. If you want a heavier texture, squeeze it a lot. And also up here, I did the knockdown texture, which I have never done that with the Easy Pro texture system. And I'm really pleased with how that came out as well. And to be honest, I don't have a ton of experience doing knockdown texture. A lot more with the popcorn texture. They have a lot of that here. But that came out really well. Oh, it took just over 2 bags. And the bags are about $8 a piece, which isn't bad. They're super convenient though, because you don't have to mix up mud. You don't need a mixer machine. You don't need the mixer hand paddle thing. You don't have to clean up a hopper. So for patchwork, I think it's really, really good. I've gotten really good results with it. I've used the cans before in the past. And for one, they're expensive and they keep getting more expensive like everything else. But also, I've had varying results with the cans. Sometimes I've had it look really good, and other times sometimes it's too bumpy. I noticed here in the hall bathroom, as I've been spending time in the bathroom, I think there was wallpaper in here at one time. Somebody redid the walls. I'm pretty sure they used cans on all this texture in here because It looks inconsistent. It has more of a narrow swath in some places where they textured it. But I did this patch up here, and I think that blended in pretty good. Yeah, as you know, if you've done any patchwork, the patching part isn't hard. And once you learn how to do that, it's getting the texture to blend in. And with those Easy Pro texture bags, like I said, you just squeeze them for more texture, let off for less texture, and I can get it to blend in pretty darn good. So I gotta wrap it up and clean up here for the day. Tomorrow, first thing, I'll get here, get primer on these spots, and finally get into some wall paint. It's the next day. I got primer on all the patchwork. There's other areas too I haven't showed, so wherever I put mud or spackle, I got some primer on there. I wanted to show you this. It doesn't really have to do with the painting, but it is super foggy here today. We don't get a ton of fog here in the Panhandle, but check this out, right out here. Look at that. You can't even see the water over there. There's the next building. It's kind of hazy over there. When we do get fog, it usually burns off by like 10 or 11 a.m., but it's just afternoon. This is just pretty incredible. Thought you might like to see that. I've got a bunch of painting to do. I knew you couldn't wait for the next weather report. It's January here. It is like in the low 70s and just a little bit of a breeze. And it is beautiful out there. And we're not in tourist season here. We get a few snowbirds, but our super busy time is spring break and summer. So there's hardly anybody on the beach. It's just really peaceful here. But I got those walls painted. As you probably saw, there's 3 different colors. So I got those all painted. It is time for trim and doors. I am going to use this paint Thor by Richards. It is, I always forget, it is a waterborne acrylic enamel. So it's water-based, but it's not a latex paint. So it's a little bit different. Pros and cons, it sticks really good. And I need that because these units, when they built them 55 years ago, trim and doors were all painted with oil-based paint. And as you saw in the video earlier, 2 of those doors failed miserably. That paint couldn't wait to jump off of there. I don't know, they weren't primed or sanded properly, but I don't want my paint doing that. So this sticks really good to oil-based paint. So when they did paint over the original trim and doors, I believe they used this paint by Sherwin-Williams. It too is an acrylic paint. They call it an acrylic latex, which is fine, but it dries really hard, and that makes it harder for latex paint to stick to. I want to make sure my paint sticks to it all. I wanted to show you this too. This is one of my painting peeves. I don't know if you can see that, but the lid is not pressed down all the way. Oh, I hate that. I think that people think they don't want to hit it down real hard because it'll be harder to get off. It's kind of counterintuitive. I think you want to get that lid down as far as you can, rubber mallet to get it on there, because when it's not down all the way, air can get in there, can dry out the paint, and then it dries around the lip, and then you can never get the lid down all the way. So beat that lid down on there all the way. I'm going to paint some trim and doors. It's been a whole day since the last weather report. It is now 58 degrees. Yesterday, 73, so big difference. But look how calm that water is today. I don't see that very often. But yeah, very calm today. Anyway, I got the baseboards painted and my knees are feeling it. That is a long time to be down. Tomorrow will be door casings. There's, I believe, 11 of them, including the closets. So we'll get on door casings first thing tomorrow. got the trim and doors finished and whatever touch-ups needed to be done. Time to get this place back together. There's a lot to do. I got to get the curtain rods up, towel bars, cover plates, furniture back in place. Luckily, I remembered to take pictures before I started. I get the decor back on the walls. This one's going to take a little bit longer because some of the wall anchors failed when I was like taking out closet shelves and curtain rods. They just kind of crumbled out of the wall. So I got to put some new ones in. But after I do that, we'll take a look around, see how everything turned out. and we'll look at those points of interest from the beginning and the issues we ran into along the way. I got this place put back together, cleaned up pretty good. I must say this unit took longer than any unit I've done here to put back together. Just a lot of moving parts, a lot of anchors, like I said, failed. Blew out holes in the walls, had to move stuff, had to move the toilet paper holder in that bathroom that had the wallpaper. But anyway, it's all back together. Housekeeping will come tomorrow and do a good detail cleaning on it. But this is the living room here. This is the wall that had all that damage on there. So that's looking all good now. Let's go into here, into the kitchen. You really can't tell a big difference. This was the same color repaint, but you know, it looks 100 times better and it smells really fresh and good. Here's the guest bedroom here. Got it all put back together. Oh, we got a nice view out that way too. Pretty good, it's kind of neat. This is the hall bathroom. That is where that one patch was, right up there. That came out good. My texture is a little lighter than theirs, but theirs was super inconsistent. I know they used cans in here to spray the texture. You can tell it's real thick in some areas and there's like a blank spot down there. So that came out good. Let's go to the master bedroom. Here is that. This is the bathroom that had the wallpaper in it. Got that all down, walls smoothed out, painted. This is where that patch was on the ceiling in this room. That one came out really good. It just has a little bit of a bigger flat spot, but it came out good. And honestly, their knockdown texture, they have some huge flat spots on it. It's really inconsistent too. But this patch I did in the living room area up here, that came out flawlessly. That's the one that had the piece of sheetrock that I found up there. That's not why, but yeah, that one you can't even tell at all. Takeaway from this job would definitely be that chipped peeling paint that we saw down to the sheetrock. It wasn't the paint, it was the texture came off the sheetrock. If that would have been primed properly, I don't think that ever would have happened. So yeah, when you see cracked, chipped, peeling paint down to the sheetrock, you do not know how much of that is going to come off. I thought each spot might be like a little, maybe 1 square foot I'd have to chip away. I didn't know it was going to be like 100 square feet, whatever it turned into. And special primer, 2 coats of mud, another coat of primer, texture, 3 coats of wall paint. But anyway, got it all back together, so be careful of that chipped paint. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, put them in the description. Best of luck to you on your paint project, and I'll see you in the next one.